Hollywood Today Live digital edition, instantly tweetable at official HTL, very Facebookable, Hollywood Today Live, all one word. And I'm your girl, Portia Coleman.
And those are a bunch of new words. And
new words, right?
Amy Favrath. And our next guest is one of the stars of CBS's hit comedy Two Broke Girls, returning for a fourth season on October 27th. Let's take a look.
If you're looking, I know a place. You share a twin bed with 2 other girls. Oh, and there are cameras. But you're paid $4.99 a minute and get to meet all the singles in your area.
Are you one of the singles in the area?
Technically, I'd be your co-star.
Put it together for Jonathan Kite.
Jonathan! That's the scream coming out, right? I'll do the sound effects.
Yeah. I have the worst, like, sports scream.
Do you?
Yeah, because I'll notice, and I didn't realize it until I go to a lot of basketball games. I love basketball.
Me too.
And then, so I'll go to Clippers games, and everybody around me is like these banshees,
It's
and I'm just like, ah! Like someone just stole my purse.
That's true. Because Clipper fans are.
Purse!
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, Clipper fans
Blake
are.
Griffin, go! People like look around, like it's this. I feel bad because I'm distracting. Like Blake will have this amazing dunk, and everyone's just like, yeah, and I'm just like, yes, Blake.
They gotta put a muzzle
Oh my
on you.
God.
You're gonna ruin it for the Clippers.
Just have a sign.
So no Laker games, just Clippers? Is that what I'm
I
guessing?
have been to Laker games. I'm a season ticket holder of the Clippers.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I really like the Clippers a lot.
I dig it. The crowds are better too. The Clipper games, the energy level is nuts. Laker games, people are too happy and just too chill.
People are chill. They cut.
Yeah.
They cut to the cams at the Laker games, and I feel like everyone's on like a chaise lounge.
They are.
Trying to look really hot.
Everybody's on their phones at Laker games.
in their $50
Everyone's
t-shirts.
on, like, they're in a living spaces
And their
commercial.
t-shirts.
It's true.
Speaking of wardrobe, though, you rock that mesh.
Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, no one rocks a mesh t-shirt like Oleg.
No, you know, it's funny. They let me, well, at the audition, they were like, you know, come however you want or whatever. And I wore something just like that to the audition.
So that's you.
No way.
inspired
Just,
this.
I didn't even know we were
I
shooting
wanted
a
to
show. I
know.
thought it was a reality show for 4 years. No, it just, because I had that job in college, and I remember I sweat a lot, and so I remember like I would come to work in tank tops because you'd be back there with the grill, and it's like just oil, and it's hot.
Yeah.
And it's
People don't
stinky.
So you had that in your
Yeah.
closet, so you didn't have to go buy that then. That's your wardrobe.
I had an undershirt that I like threw mustard on to like make it look like I like cooked. And who cooks with mustard, right? Like I'm a French chef.
Mustard powder
Right.
is sometimes an ingredient.
What's your key? Mustard seed. Oh,
Right.
Secret. Trade Hollywood secret. And but it just looked like a Jackson Pollock painting. Like it looked like a guy who didn't cook. Who like just was like mustard is cooking. And so it was cool because they wound up using a lot of that.
So Oleg
And
was
your
born.
son.
Yeah, it
Oleg
was
was
cool.
brought in there. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I was
was
gonna
fun.
say, I mean, you are sort of a master impressionist.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're gonna make you do some of those, but
Sure.
is that something you brought to the character? Or was he written on the page like that?
He was written as a 45-year-old bald Russian.
No.
And
I love these stories. This is
short hair. I had like really short hair, and I had no beard. And I went in there, and I saw all these guys that I was competing against, and they were just much older than me. And I was like, how can I make myself look? I could act older, but it's a look. It's a lot of visual
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I grew out my beard really long, and I grew out my hair as long. You know, because when you audition for a show, there's so
Right.
much time.
Yeah.
And
So I had
especially a pilot, it can take a while.
Exactly. So I had like 2 months or a month and a half or something. So I started off looking as like a first day on the show survivor, and the last time when I tested for network, I looked like a guy who was at the final immunity challenge. It's like just trying to like, you know, I had
Trying to survive.
Yeah, that's what it was. And it was
Yeah.
like me, and it was cool because the guy who auditioned against me was like this little British bulldog of a guy. Like a guy who you'd want in a fight in like a Guy Ritchie movie. And it was cool. So like we weren't competing against each
all.
other. It
Right.
was so fun, and we got to be
Bringing
really good
yourself.
friends, and
Yeah.
it was really fun.
But now you're like a 30-something Ukrainian.
Yeah.
So like, how did that come about?
They had it Russian. This is not official, so I'm
Okay.
clearly not here repping the show or CBS or Warner Brothers.
Okay.
But
Disclaimer.
disclaimer.
Disclaim.
It's Jonathan Kite.
Yeah, I know them
Allegedly.
by name tag only. They've seen me a couple times, so I'm a fan of the show as well, like all of you. And I didn't. Ukrainian rhymes with so much stuff, and so like they were able to like. And I think that in a way, like the Russian, we've seen a lot of Russians, but it's
Right.
cool to like Jennifer Coolidge is Polish and I'm Ukrainian.
Yes.
We haven't really seen that type.
Yeah, they're not really
so.
represented
At
That's
all.
right.
TV,
That's
so
right.
Given some love.
The Olympics and us.
If you guys have not seen Two Broke Girls. The dynamic between him and Jennifer Coolidge is absolutely amazing.
She's awesome. Thank you.
I mean, Stifler's mom, she's a
Yes.
good
Well,
one.
you did the show. You were on the show. It was so good.
Thank you. It was an honor to work on the show. It was so fun and so great to have you there and to be so
You were
supportive.
amazing.
Thank you.
You remember those that restaurant where you worked? It was called
Yes.
Harlow and Daughters.
Yes.
The crew gave us bags that said Harlow and Daughters on it. Because
Nice.
we have all these like weird things that are in the show that are like Easter eggs to us, and then the crew will like make them for us. So my mother has like the most limited edition collection of
that's
like
so fun.
Rare.
memorabilia from the show. Like I feel like she's like slowly building a Williamsburg diner in our basement.
Right.
She's gonna have museum tours.
Yeah,
And
I'm
make
like,
a good penny off of that.
that's so true.
It's Oleg's kitchen.
It's Oleg's kitchen.
I'm like, Mom.
Was the character always, I mean, I don't want to say greasy, but in a way he's like that guy, like he's cooking, but he's dirty. He'll tell you a dirty joke after. Like, was he always that guy, or did you
He was.
make
You know,
him?
I think it came from, Whitney Cummings, who's one of the executive
Of course,
producers.
love her.
legend.
Yeah, and the
So,
writer.
I mean,
Whitney
one
Cummings.
of my
Yes.
favorite people alive. She had worked in restaurants, and I'd worked in so like I think I kind of saw what they were going for, because maybe there were people like that in her life.
Okay.
Where there were guys, like I used to work for a restaurant chain, and no matter who was passing by, I feel like as long as they like were sort of aware it was a female or maybe like a guy with long hair, they would catcall you. from
Right.
the
Yeah.
line.
Oh yeah.
Sort of a female.
Yeah, like they didn't know.
true.
Like
Right.
it was like me or like Steven Tyler, like anybody like longish hair until they saw the face.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, they
Okay.
would love him.
Yeah.
Jared Leto could handle a lot of guys in the kitchen.
Right.
But they would do it, and so I kind of just kind of took that. But you know,
Right.
I think like I've been to Europe a few times, and they're just more sexually loose, I think, than we are in
Right.
America. I'm not saying you like go to a kitchen and
sex is happening
right,
there,
they give you the
but-
check and
Right,
you grab your
right.
balls. And they're like, do I need to tip you? You just did. But
Yeah.
never happened, Your Honor. But you know what I'm saying? Like you just, it's a little bit, anybody who's been to
freer,
Europe, you know
yeah.
it. It's just different.
Free.
It's a little
Yeah.
bit, and it's nice. So I kind of play it from that perspective where, and I haven't been to the Ukraine, but I was in Poland, and I could see like bits and pieces, and now it comes off like edited poorly that I think that Polish people are sexually aggressive to women. That's what it seems like in the weird edit session someone's doing at home.
No
Right.
editing, so we're
None.
good.
Yeah,
It's all
none.
straight through. It won't be out of context.
I know.
The producers is like,
I am really amazed
Right.
though at the jokes that make it through, because it's
Yeah.
yes, but it gets really edgy sometimes.
Totally.
Are
Yeah.
you surprised by some things that come out of your character's mouth?
well, I mean, I don't know. Did you have to do anything that censors was just like?
I did not. No, nothing for me.
They
get
'cause-
censored a lot, huh?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there's some like one time we got so far with this one joke, and they like figured out in the middle of the taping what it was, and then they were like, it was like somebody running and being like, abort that joke. Like they're like sending the intern with like
no.
papers through the hallway before we, and it was like it was you know like I don't think that they ever try to trick the censors, but I think that our censor's awesome and she appreciates cleverness.
Right.
So if it's clever and it makes sense, instead of just like you being like, how are you, you know, and then just like kind of wedging in like a dick joke,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which you see on TV, you know, and I think Michael and the writers are Michael Patrick King, who's the head writer, the creator,
genius.
the genius,
Yeah.
Sex and the City.
Yes.
Yes.
thing-
And he's
yeah,
got the comeback.
Yes.
I know. I was just thinking about that
Yes.
today.
Put my name in a hat for that.
Yeah, they just shot second season.
love
and
that show.
I'm also promoting the comeback, which I'm not.
I was-
I know. I'm like, wait a minute.
Let's see it, people.
Free promo.
Yeah, it's so good. If
Damn
you've
it.
never seen it, it is a little
You're
gem on
cheating
HBO.
yourself.
Coming
And
back.
Two Broke Girls.
And
by the
Two
way.
Yeah,
Broke
and Two
Girls.
Broke Girls.
You gotta
Yeah.
watch that. You guys, make sure you catch Jonathan when Two Broke Girls returns on Monday, October 27th on CBS. But don't click away. Charlie Weber of How to Get Away with Murder and Mo McRae of Sons of Anarchy stop by as well. Only on Hollywood Today Live, digital edition with my girl Amy Pappas. That's how we do it.